All right. Good morning and welcome to Intermediate Yoga. I'm John Cochran. So let's find a comfortable seated position, centered in your mat, either fore and aft or side to side. And we'll let the hands rest on the knees. We're lifting the chest, and then we're going to use the hands to press back on the knees slightly to roll the top of the pelvis forward. We're rolling the top of the pelvis forward and lifting the chest. Then we're closing the eyes and we're concentrating on the breath for the next minute. So now take a deeper breath and relax, move the spine around a little bit. Let's take the lower ribs side to side. And when we do that, we want to take the ribs to one side and let the shoulders go to the other side. And then we'll change and take the ribs over to the opposite side and the shoulders go back. So we're going back and forth. It's kind of like a little snake coming up the spine. And then we'll do the same thing going forward and back. Just making that little snaky motion along the spine. I want to feel the motion travel all the way up the spine to the neck, from the tailbone to the neck. Okay, and then we'll come back up and we're going to take the lower ribs around in circles. So we're working mostly with the lower spine now. And so, as you know, the spine is just a column of bones. And the only thing that holds it up are muscles and tendons. We're going to come to the front and rotate in the other directions. We're taking these lower ribs around in the other directions. So the muscles and the tendons, and of course there are little joints in between each of the vertebrae. I think there are 3 joints between each, but I'm not really an anatomist, so I'm not sure. We're coming back to the front and stopping there for a moment and just move around a little bit. We're going to round the spine now, letting the nose come down toward the belly button. And then we're going to remember that action where the ribs went one direction and the head went the other. So we're going to do that now. We're going over here. I'm going to the left and the ribs are going to the right. And then we go back and the ribs go forward as the shoulders go back. And then as we go to the left, the ribs go to the right, or whatever we're doing here. I think I got my directions wrong. But at any rate, we're trying to get motion in all of the joints. And so we're stretching and strengthening all of the muscles along the spine. So we'll go around one more time, and then just hang here in the front for a moment, and then we'll go the other direction. So trying to get that feeling of the ribs going in the opposite direction of the shoulders. So we're getting the maximum amount of movement in the spine. And one more round in this direction. Okay, and we'll just hang here for a moment. We'll bring the hands to the knees. We'll press back on the knees to roll the top of the pelvis forward as far as you can. And then we're going to take the elbows outside the shins and just round the spine, rotate downward. Let the elbows hang down toward the mat. Maybe they come to the mat, maybe they don't. But we're getting a really good stretch of the spine, particularly in the middle and the lower part. So make sure your head lowers And think about lifting the breastbone away from the mat to see if you can bring a little bit more curvature into the upper part of the spine. And then bring the hands under the face and press down as you inhale, coming up. So when you get really crunched over there, it's kind of hard to breathe. But make sure you keep doing a little short breath and be a little bit more breathing in there. The hands come down beside the hips now. We're going to have, so find the line between, across the back of the buttocks, and on that line, put the heels of the hands down, as extending it past the buttocks there, of course. Shoulders go up, back, and down. We're pressing down into the heels of the hands. And then we're pressing down into the palms and the knuckles and the fingers. So we want the whole hand pressing down as we lift ever so slightly. So we're feeling this in the entire hand. And, you know, if you have wrist issues, then pressing into the knuckles and the fingers is probably really important for you to change the pressure on the wrists. Deep breath in now, and as you exhale, we'll release. We'll keep the hands right where they are. Just relax here for a moment. Then we'll take those shoulders up, back, and down. We're going to press down again. Press into the heels of the hands, into the palm, into the knuckles, into the fingers, and then press down enough. Press the shoulders down as far as you can. Get up high enough so that you can move the hips around. Wagging the tail here while hanging here. We'll come back down again. We're going to take the arms up over the head. Let's bring the hands in front first. Interlace the fingers and turn the palms outward. And then with an inhalation, we'll take the arms up over the head. And we are pulling the elbows in as close as you can get them to go. We want the upper arms to come in and actually touch the ears if possible. Taking the hands back, we're lifting the chest, arching the spine backwards slightly. So let's take the hands a little further back and arch the spine backward. So turn the face up and look toward the fingers. Pull those elbows again, in again. Take a breath in. As you exhale, separate the hands and let the fingers come down, the hands come down beside the hips again. Find that line across the back of the buttocks, put the heels of the hands down, take the shoulders up, back, and down. Press into the heels, into the palms, into the knuckles, into the fingers again. We're not lifting this time, we're just pressing down, lifting the breastbone. So we're going to arch the spine backwards slightly. Look up above eye level normally, above your normal eye level. So get this slight arch. Make that arch as much as you can in the upper part of the spine. So lift the breastbone, lift the collarbones, or lift the breastbone, take the collarbones backwards, take the shoulders back, lift, and as you exhale, we'll relax. Moving those arms around, moving the shoulders. We're bringing the right arm forward. We're going to sweep it across to the left side, bring the left hand up underneath, pull that right elbow toward the left shoulder, and then take your hand around back. We're going to walk the fingers down the spine as far as you can. Still sitting up tall, lifting the chest. So we're going to straighten out the elbow. We're keeping the elbow pulled in toward the shoulder. We're straightening the arm out and then turning the palm up toward the ceiling, paying attention to what happens out here in the shoulder, how that feels. And then we'll turn the palm down toward the floor, round toward the front as much as you can, and you'll feel the change out here in the shoulder. And a breath in as you exhale. We're just letting the arms come down. Again, resting for a moment. And then we'll take the left arm forward, sweeping it across to the right. Bring the right hand up under the upper arm. We're pulling that left elbow in toward the right shoulder and then bending the elbow and bring the hand around across the shoulder and working the fingers down the spine as far as you can. Lifting the chest. So we're straightening the arm out now, straightening the elbow out. We're turning the palm up toward the ceiling and paying attention out here into the left shoulder now. And then we'll turn the palm down toward the floor and around toward the front. Another breath in, and as you exhale, we're relaxing. Bring those arms down, just moving the arms around a little bit. We're inhaling, bringing the shoulders up toward the ears, and exhaling, pressing the shoulders down toward the hips. Inhaling up, exhaling down. Inhaling up, exhaling down. We'll come back to the neutral position and inhale, take the shoulders back. Exhale, press them forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. Inhale back. Exhale forward. And we'll come back to the neutral position for a moment. Inhale, we'll take the shoulders back and lift them up. Exhale, we'll press the shoulders forward and press them down. So we're reaching back as far as we can as we inhale, up as high as you can, exhaling, going forward as far as possible and pressing down. So we'll go one more round, reaching for the maximum extension in each of the positions, including pressing down here, and then we'll relax. And so we'll go the other way. Inhaling, the shoulders go forward and we lift them up. Exhaling, press those shoulders way back and then all the way down. Inhaling forward, reaching up, and exhaling back and down. And one more circuit. Press those shoulders all the way down and then relax for a moment. We're going to take the arms and sweep them up over the head. We're going to bend the right elbow and bring that right hand down between the shoulder blades. Give yourself a little pat on the back. You deserve that pat on the back. The left hand comes up to the right elbow and we're pulling the elbow in, pressing it back. We are using the shoulder to press the elbow up and then walk the fingers down the spine as far as you can. And a breath in as you exhale, we're relaxing. Those arms come down again, move them around a little bit. And then we're going to sweep those arms up over the head again. This time the left elbow bends. We're bringing the left hand down between the shoulder blades, giving yourself the pat on the back. And then right hand to the left elbow, pull the elbow in, press it back. Shoulder presses the elbow up. We walk the fingers down the spine. Another breath in, and as you exhale, we're relaxing. Again, just bring those arms down, resting, moving around a little bit. We're going to take the hands around back. I'll turn around so you can see what I'm doing. So we have the hands down toward the floor, and we're going to bring the fingertips together, starting with the middle finger, and then we'll bring the index finger and the middle finger together. We're slowly taking the fingers up the spine as we lift the hands, but we're keeping the palms, initially keeping them downward, and then bring the palms toward one another. We want to slide those hands far enough up so that, well, as high as you can, but we'd like to get the hands up to the point where the palms come together and you can cross the thumbs and come into the prayer, what's called the prayer position, really a greeting position in yoga. Shoulders up, back, and down. We're lifting the chest. And a breath in as you exhale, we're relaxing. We're letting those hands come down. And I think that's all we'll do with the shoulders directly today. So let's lie down on the mat. Let's find a comfortable position here. Let's just come into Shavasana for a few breaths. Just relax. Been sitting there for a while. The muscles here on the front of the hips and in the front of the thighs may be shortening up a little bit from that staying in that position. So with your next inhalation, we'll bring the hands in beside the torso. We'll bring the feet closer together. We're going to bring that left foot up. We're going to take the left foot across to the right side. So we're thinking about taking that foot all the way down to the floor. And then we'll reach down, grab, if you can. This is quite a stretch. I'm having to arch to the right to reach down here and reach down and grab hold of the ankle or the shin. But then I want to straighten the spine out again. Bring this foot, trying to bring that foot all the way up here beside the hip while keeping it on the floor. So breath in as you exhale. We're releasing, we're straightening out the left leg. We're going to do the same thing with the right side. So bring the right foot up, take it across to the outside of the left thigh, reach down and grab hold at the shin or the ankle. We'll bring the foot down to the floor, down to the mat, and try to bring that heel right up beside the hip while the foot is on the floor. And a breath in as you exhale. We're relaxing. We're putting the right foot on the mat and bring the left foot up. We're going to firm the belly muscles, and with an inhalation, lift the feet up off the mat. We're reaching up and grabbing hold of the knees, and we're going to hug these knees down toward the left and right centers of the chest here at the lower rib cage. So we'll breath in as you exhale. We'll put the left foot back down onto the mat. We're going to start by bringing the hands behind the right thigh, and we're pulling the knee in now down toward the armpit. So we have to borrow the left hand here, pull the flesh and the ribs out of the way. So we've got plenty of room here for the thigh to come in beside the rib cage. Then we'll take the right foot up toward the ceiling. We're going to flex the foot. We're keeping the knee pulled down as we take the foot up. So if you want, you can reach up and grab hold of the ankle or grab hold of the outside of that foot, or just keep your hands down here at the thigh, whatever works well for you. And whatever we're doing, we're pulling the knee down toward the floor over here, trying to get that knee to come all the way to the floor. If you wish, you can straighten out the left leg. And the breath in as you exhale, we're releasing, bending the knee, putting that right foot down onto the mat. We're bringing the left leg up, doing the same thing. So we're going to bring the hands behind the thigh, but we're going to pull the flesh and the ribs out of the way, bring the knee down toward the armpit, and then, taking the hands up. If you wish, you can take the hand up to the bottom of the foot. I like to keep my one hand here on the back of the thigh and keep that knee pulled inward. I don't want it to drift out too far to the side. If you wish, you can straighten out the right leg. Breath in now, and as you exhale, we're coming back down. We're going to go back to the right side and do the same thing again, but we'll start with pulling the ribs out of the way and bringing the knee down. We're going to reach up to the foot or wherever you were holding on before. We're pulling that knee down even further. See if you can't get that knee to come even closer to the floor. Some of us, I know, can take the knee all the way to the floor. And then we're also going to try to take the toes up over the head. So trying to straighten out this knee, taking the toes down to the floor or the mat up over my head. If you wish, you can straighten out the left leg. And then we're releasing. And we're going to the other side again. So that right foot comes down, the left leg comes up, reaching up and, well, first of all, pulling the ribs out of the way. Going to bring that knee inward, reach up and grab hold of the foot if that's where you were before. And then we're taking the foot up toward the ceiling. We're pulling the knee down even closer to the floor than it was before. And then we're starting to take the toes further up. We're thinking about touching the toes down up here over the head with a nice straight knee. And then if you want, you can straighten out the right leg. And then we're releasing. Bring that foot back down. Bring the right foot back up. I'm going to roll the hips from side to side a little bit. And then let's straighten out the right leg. Well, first of all, let's move the hips over to the left, 3 or 4 inches. And then you can straighten out the right leg. We're going to bring that left foot to the top of the right thigh. The left hand's going to go out to the side at shoulder level unless you've got something in the way over there. But the elbow is out to the side at least, at shoulder level. With an exhalation, we're rolling the hips over to the right side, taking the right hand up to the outside of that right knee. Open the knee a little bit, find the hollow spot behind the knee, put the fingers in there, bring that foot back to the thigh, turn the face to the left, and then relax into this twist. And we're releasing, rolling back up. Okay, so the first thing we're going to do is recenter in the mat, recenter the hips, and then we'll move the hips, 3 or 4 or 5 inches over to the right side. We're straightening out the right leg. Let's see, what are we doing? We're straightening out the left leg, and then we're bringing the right foot to the front of the left thigh. Right hand goes out to the side at shoulder level, and with an exhalation, we're rolling the hips over to the left side. We're going to take that left hand up to the outside of the right knee, open the knee a little bit, find the hollow spot behind the knee, put the fingers in there, bring the foot back to the thigh, and then we'll rotate even further over to the left, and we're turning the face to the right and relaxing. We're releasing, rolling back up, right foot comes down, left foot comes up. We're recentering the hips in the mat. Rolling the hips from side to side a little bit, wagging the tail maybe might be a better release at this point. And then we're straightening out the right leg, flexing the foot, pressing the knee downward, pressing the heel away. We're firming the belly muscles, and with an inhalation, the leg sweeps up toward the ceiling. So we're going to keep the knee really straight, flex the foot, press the heel upward, and just bring the knee up, the leg up as high as you can bring it, keeping the knee straight. You need to keep this knee nice and straight. Now, as we stay in this position, your muscles may adjust a little bit so that you can bring the foot a little bit higher. So now with your next exhalation, we'll bend the knee, bring the heel down toward the buttock, the hands go around front to the shin, sliding down to the ankle, pulling the heel right into the buttock, and you can either keep the foot flexed or relax it, whichever you prefer. And so with your next inhalation, we'll take that foot back up. Again, we're flexing the foot, we're pressing the heel upward, pressing the knee downward, getting the knee really straight, and then taking the foot up as high as you can, keeping the knee straight. Breath in, exhaling, bending the knee, the heel comes to the buttock. So we're going to release the hold on the ankle. We're keeping the foot up off the floor. We're firming the belly muscles. We're slowly straightening this right leg out and keeping the heel just above the mat. And then when you finally get straightened out, we'll put the heel down, relax the hip for a moment. Then we'll bring that right foot in, straighten out the left leg. We've got that left leg, the knee pressing down, the heel. The foot is flexed, the heel is pressing away. The belly is firm. Inhaling, we sweep this leg up toward the ceiling, coming up as high as you can, keeping the knee straight. One more again. We're still. And now we're bending the knee. Exhaling, we're bending the knee. We're bringing that heel in toward the buttock, taking the hands around front, sliding the hands down to the ankle, pulling the heel inward. The foot can be flexed or relaxed as you prefer. Then we'll release the ankle, take this foot up toward the ceiling, flexing the foot, pressing the heel up, pressing the knee downward again. Breath in, exhaling, the heel comes down toward the buttock, hands go around front, pulling the heel inward. And then we're releasing the hold on the ankle, keeping the foot off the floor, firming the belly muscles, slowly straightening out the left leg, keeping the heel just above the mat. And then when the knee is straight, then you put the heel down, relax that leg for a moment, and then we'll bring that left foot back up. Okay, let's bring the right foot to the front of the left knee. And just relaxing the leg first. I've got the foot flexed. The foot is resting on the front of the thigh, really close to the knee, with the thigh lying between the heel and the ankle. And we're just relaxing this leg. We're not doing anything with it, but just letting it relax. But now we're going to activate the leg muscles and press that knee a little further, using just leg muscles to press that knee away. And then we'll take the right hand up and gently press on the inside of the thigh and press that knee another half an inch away, a little bit further. And we're releasing. Putting the right foot down on the mat, bringing the left foot up, doing the same thing on this side. Foot is flexed, just relaxing the leg to begin with. activating the leg muscles to push the knee a little bit further away, and then finally using the left hand to press on the inside of the thigh, taking that knee another half inch or so further away. And we're releasing. Going back to the right side. So bring that right foot back up to the left ankle, letting the knee fall away comfortably, and we're firming the belly muscles and then lifting the left foot up off the mat. Taking the right hand down through the eye of the needle, down between the thighs. Hands come around behind that left thigh, or if your flexibility allows, to the top of the left shin. And we're keeping that right knee pressed as far away as possible. If you wish, and it's available to you, you can press the right elbow gently into the inside of that right thigh. So breath in, and as you exhale, we're releasing, changing to the other side. Left foot comes up, just relaxing the knee away from the torso, firming the belly muscles, inhaling, lifting that right foot up off the mat. We're taking the left hand now goes down between the thighs, eye of the needle, and hands come behind that right thigh or to the top of the right shin. And we're still pressing the left knee away. And if you, we are pressing the left knee away again. And if you want, you could use the left elbow to very gently press on the inside of that thigh. Breath in now, and as you exhale, we're releasing. It's all coming down to the floor. And we're going to let the knees go out to the sides, to the left and the right. Soles of the feet gently pressing together. Hands can rest on the inside of the thigh, very gently pressing, but not using muscles, just adding a little bit of weight to the inside of the thighs. Let the knees bounce up and down an inch or so. Just a little bit of movement there. You're really getting deep here into the groins with that little bit of movement. And then with your next inhalation, bring those knees up, and we're going to roll onto the belly. So you can you can roll right where you are. I'm going to flip over because the microphone is on that end. Rolling, coming onto the belly, and just relaxing. We're coming into crocodile for a few breaths. So we're going to bring the hands, bring the face up. We're going to bring the elbows underneath the shoulders. We're coming into the Sphinx posture to start with here. So we've got the elbows directly underneath the shoulders. The heels are together. We are pressing down with the tops of the feet into the mat, pressing the fronts of the thighs and the pubis down. We're pressing down with the elbows, pressing down with the forearms, the heels of the hands, the palms, the knuckles, and the fingers. And we're arching the spine upward. We're looking ahead toward the wall ahead of us, bringing the heels back together if you need to. Inhale and lift a little higher. And as you exhale, we'll come back down. We'll come back into crocodile for a couple of seconds. And then we'll bring the hands directly under the shoulders for Cobra. So we have the hands directly under the shoulders. Elbows are close in beside the torso. The hands are rotated so the index fingers point straight ahead toward the short edge of the mat. And then we'll be lifting on the second inhalation. And remember, as we inhale, we're just using back muscles to arch upward. And only when we start to exhale do we press down with the hands. We're taking the first breath in, bringing in prana, the life force, and exhaling. Inhaling, we're arching the spine upward. No weight on the hands yet. As you exhale, we press down, come a little higher. Heels are together. We're lifting the chest, looking ahead across the floor. Shoulders are away from the ears. Elbows are right in beside the ribs. Inhale and lift a little higher. As you exhale, we'll come down. We'll come into crocodile again briefly. And now we're going to bring the hands down here beside the rib cage. We're going to locate those lowest ribs and put the heels of the hands down right beside the lowest ribs. We are rotating the hands again so the index fingers point straight ahead and the elbows come inward. And we're preparing for upward facing dog. So we're taking the first breath in. Again, bringing in the prana, the life force, and exhaling. As we inhale, we arch the spine upward. As you exhale, press down with the hands, coming all the way up, straightening out the elbows. And we're hanging between the knees and the hands, or knees and the shoulders. So we don't have the butt lifted, we're just hanging here. Lifting the chest, looking ahead. So now curl the toes under, and with an exhalation, we'll go to downward facing dog. So we're taking the hips up as high as we can, then we're sliding those hips back toward the wall beneath us. We are going to move around a little bit, moving the hips, the shoulders, bending the elbows and straightening them out. But eventually, we want to start pressing into the fingers and the knuckles and lifting or lightening the load on the heel of the hand. We're straightening out the elbows, pressing those shoulders down toward the fingers, letting the chest come down toward the floor at the same time that we squeeze the shoulder blades together, lifting the armpits away from the floor. Bend the knees a little bit, lift the tailbone a little higher, then straighten the knees out and lower the heels toward the mat. Take a deep breath in, lifting the hips as high as you can, and as you exhale, bend the knees, taking them down to the mat wide apart. We're sliding back into pose of the child. So we're taking the hands out over the head again, reaching as far as we can. Inhaling, we're coming up. We're going to slide all the way forward into a plank. So we'd like to have the hips and the shoulders at about the same level. Hips in and shoulders and ankles in line is okay, but hanging down like I am now is not okay. So we like to have the back more or less flat. We're going to bend the elbows slightly, bring the chest down, and then press back up. We're taking the knees down wide apart, sliding back into pose of the child, leaving the hands right where they are. And with your next inhalation, coming all the way back up into the plank. We're bending the elbows, coming down maybe a little bit further, pressing back up, knees come down wide apart. We're going back to pose of the child. And so we're going to extend this a little bit. Inhaling, coming back up to the plank. We're bending the elbows. Now we're going to slide forward into upward facing dog, turning the tops of the feet down. Curl the toes under, exhaling down dog. Breath in, lifting, and as you exhale, we'll bring the knees back down. We're sliding back into pose of the child. So this particular sequence is known as the Swan Vinyasa. Inhaling, we're coming back up to the plank. We're bending the elbows, coming down a little bit. Inhaling, sliding forward into upward facing dog. Tops of the feet turn downward. Curling the toes under, exhaling down dog. Coming into a perfect dog. Breath in, and as you exhale, knees come down wide apart, and we're sliding back into pose of the child again. This time we're bringing the hands back and totally relaxing. So bring the hands underneath the shoulders and press down as you inhale to come up. We're bringing the knees together, coming up onto the knees. I'm going to step the left foot forward, curl the right toes under, and exhaling. We're standing up and coming to the middle of the mat. So one thing I like about this new camera is that you should be able to see me all the way up to the shoulders now, instead of down here at the waist. Deep breath in now. As you exhale, we're stepping those feet wide apart. We're going to take a little bit wider, walking those feet out. We'd like to have a nice V, deep, wide open V here of the legs. We're going to turn the left foot out 90 degrees, and the right foot turns in a whole bunch as well. We're keeping the hips and the shoulders parallel to the long edge of the mat, and then we're bending the left knee. And we're going to look down, make sure that the knee comes directly over the ankle, and then the arms come out to the side, and we turn and look out to over the left fingers for warrior two. This right leg, you have to press that leg back and have it nice and straight, nice and strong. And a breath in. As you exhale, the hands come down. We press into that left foot. We turn the feet back to the front. We're bending the knees and moving the hips around, and then turning the right foot out 90 degrees, perpendicular to the short edge of the mat. Left foot turns in a whole bunch. We're bending the right knee, bringing the knee directly over the ankle. Hips and shoulders parallel to the long edge of the mat, arms out to the side, and we turn and look over the fingers of the right hand. Now the left knee is pressing back really strong. Oops. And a breath in, and as you exhale, the hands come down. We're pressing into that right foot, turning the feet back to the front, walking back in, moving the legs around, and then we'll come to one end of the mat. We're going to go into warrior one, and then we'll do a variation of warrior three. So you need to make sure you just have enough space so you can step back. All you need back there. Deep breath in now, and as you exhale, move the weight over to the left side. We're stepping back with the right foot as far as you can, and then taking that second little step back, not very far. We're bending the left knee, bringing the knee over the ankle. Shoulders turn so they're parallel to the short edge of your mat. The arms come up in front. Inhaling, the arms go up over the head. We turn and look up between the hands. For warrior one. Right leg pressing back and up really straight. So a deep breath in now, and as you exhale, the hands come down. We're going to fold forward at the hips. We're going to bring the fingers down to the mat, beyond the toes. We're going to hop forward with that right foot until we can lift the hips on the left leg, and we're lifting the right foot up off the mat, coming up and being light on the fingertips. letting those fingertips bounce up and down, lifting the fingers if you can. If you can, you take the arms out to the side or sweep them up over your head. Oops. Let the fingers come back down to the mat. Bend the standing leg. Drop that right foot back down. Press into the feet. And then we're stepping forward and breathing. Warrior 1 and Warrior 3. Deep breath in now, and as you exhale, move the weight over to the right side. We step back with that left foot as far as you can. Take that second little step back. Bend the right knee. Knee is directly over the ankle. Shoulders parallel to the short edge of the mat. The arms up in front. Inhaling, the arms go up over the head. We turn and look up between the hands. Now it's the left leg that's pressing back and up really strongly. Deep breath in now, and as you exhale, the hands come down. We're folding forward at the hips. Bring the fingers down to the mat beyond the toes, hopping that left foot forward, pressing down with the right foot to lift the hips and the left leg up. Coming up light on the fingertips, bouncing those fingertips up and down. Maybe picking the hands up, taking the hands out to the side, or sweeping them up over the head. And we'll bring those fingertips back down to the mat. We're bending the right knee, bring that left foot down, back, way back there, pressing into the right foot to come up. And then we step forward, and it's time for closing relaxation. So make whatever preparations you'd like, and then come down onto the mat. And we're rolling down and being comfortable. So job 1 is to come into the basic position with the feet separated, the toes rolling outward, the hands resting beside the mat, beside the body with the palms turned upward, or any variation that you'd like. You know, hands on the belly, palms turned downward, whatever feels good to you. And our first job is to make sure we're comfortable. So we're making whatever adjustments are necessary so there's no pulling skin, no pulling clothing. Making sure the body is fully comfortable. Taking those few moments that it needs for the body, the muscles to relax, the joints to relax, the body comes into this totally relaxed state here. But then we have to scan the body looking for places that are tense and relax the tension when we find it. So check especially the forehead, around the eyes, the cheeks and the jaws. Check the neck and the shoulders, down through the arms to the fingers, down through the body, to the hips, all the way to the toes, and we're totally relaxed. When you're satisfied that you are totally relaxed, begin to concentrate on the breath. Just observing the breath. We're not trying to manipulate it in any way. We're just watching it, listening to it, feeling it. So since we just came down from the warriors, breath may be a little bit deeper or a little bit faster than, quote, normal, end quote. But that's normal for this time after coming out of those relatively strenuous postures. But the breath will slow down, simply observing. If the mind wanders off to something else, that's okay. You know, that's normal. It's not what we want to do, so we bring the mind back, concentrating on the breath. Allow the mind to become quiet through concentrating on the breath. As the mind becomes quiet, you come into a state of calmness and peacefulness. Enjoy this. So we have about 2 minutes. So now make your next inhalation a deeper inhalation. Relax, exhale comfortably. Take another deep breath in. As you exhale, allow a little motion to return to the fingers, to the toes, maybe moving the hips around a little bit or the shoulders, moving the head a bit. Come back to stillness for a couple of moments. And take a deep breath in. As you exhale, let more motion return to the body, moving the fingers, the toes, the legs, the arms, stretching, yawning, hugging, whatever feels good to you. If you wish, you can roll to one side, find a comfortable position on your side, but wherever you are, find a comfortable position, come back to stillness. And then whenever you're ready, slowly bring yourself back up to a comfortable seated position. Keeping the eyes closed as much as you can, locating the center of your mat using your hands. Okay, we're sitting quietly, calmly, breathing simply. So take a deep breath in and then exhale completely. So we're going to squeeze all the air out. And take a few normal breaths. Then we'll take a deep breath in. We'll hold the inhalation. So really filling up and holding. Slowly exhaling. Coming down now, squeezing the ribs in, pulling the belly in, lifting the navel up into the lower ribs. Give that last little puff and hold the exhalation. Return to normal breathing. And then take a deep breath in for the yoga Om. Om, peace, peace, peace. So namaste, everyone. Namaste.